It's 9 o'clock on the east coast of the United States of America, 6 a.m. on the west coast, and in Malaysia, it's 1977. All over again. I'm Jay Sheldon, and I'm not wearing pants. Hello, everybody. Hey, Chaotic Robot, you were early. Good to see you. Yeah, time uncertain. Hey there. We are live triple casting on Facebook Live. I'm not wearing pants. Jay Sheldon on my YouTube channel, and also twitch.tv/Jay Sheldon No Pants. That's the name of the game. And it is Thursday. It is Thursday when I threatened you all that I would be sticking to my schedule, and I did. So I actually made it on time. That's something that Malaysians are not very good at, being on time. Drives me nuts because unless something horrible happens, I am always not just on time, but usually early. So it goes back to I don't know what it goes back to. I've always tried to be on time. It's important. It shows that whatever you are showing up for is important to you. You're late, it's like, yeah, I don't give a crap. Who cares? Whatever, I'll get there when I get there. Slow burn. Try to get in as early as possible. Well, it's not like there isn't enough room. We've never had a SRO show, standing room only. Maybe we'll get there someday. Invis Toby, hey, hello, good to see you. We got some friends on also. Oh goodness, here we go. All right, I got to do a little housekeeping here. Let's see where we are. Here we go. Wow. I guess that I am just important enough that the bots have found me. I don't even begin to claim that I'm important enough, but That's all right. Yeah, well, it was bound to happen. You're just gonna have to bear with me here because I don't have any mods. I should get some mods, shouldn't I? I didn't think this show would ever be popular enough that I would need them, but that's all right. No worry. The bots are the bots, and let them do their thing. Fortunately, my audience is smart enough to know not to click on any links and not to. It's just annoying to have that BS trash in the chat. So sorry about that. Yeah, I will indeed get some mods. Uh, if you'd like to be a mod, let me know. Send me a PM and I'll sign you up. However you do that, I don't know. I'll figure it out. All right, so we took care of that, and oh, thank you. Thanks for the reporting. I've blocked them, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay. It's Thursday. We talked about that. Actually it was a beautiful day today, and just before the show, thanks, Toby. Just before the show, I was out looking at the moon, not howling at the moon, but looking at the moon. It's absolutely beautiful here tonight in Malaysia. Check it out if you get a chance. Again, if you're not in this part of Southeast Asia, it's not nighttime yet, so you can't. But it's absolutely beautiful tonight. I don't know if it's full or not. Is tonight the full moon? It must be because it looks like it. Yeah. Yeah, no idea how to do that or be a mod. All right. Yeah, basically, I give you control over, I think, at least my chat, and you can block people and report them and do all that stuff. Excuse me. So anyway, if you get a chance, if you are local or somewhere in Southeast Asia, check out the moon tonight. Beautiful, beautiful. If not full moon, then nearly full moon. Second thing I wanted to talk about was a dear friend of mine on Facebook. It's raining where you are. Ah, sorry about that. A dear friend of mine, and I'm not sure if she wants me to use her name or not. So let's call her HL. You know who you are if you're listening. She sent me a chat on Facebook, and she knows what a Japanophile I am and my love of old school Japan. And she asked if she could send me a book. And I said, yeah, absolutely. So she sent me a picture of the book. Kudos to her. She didn't want to violate my privacy by having me give her my home address, so I gave her my office address. The book arrived on Wednesday, yesterday. Oh, it is a full moon tonight. Okay, thanks, Toby. It's beautiful here in Malaysia. There's clouds all around it, and when I was looking, the moon was just in the circle around these open bank of clouds that kind of surrounded it. Moonlight coming through was beautiful. So anyway, HL sent me the book to my office. It arrived at my office yesterday. I'm not at my office, so I will get there and I will get the book. But I wanted you to see what it was that she has sent me. Take a look at this. This is a picture of the book she sent me. I don't have it yet, but it's Samurai Swords, a collector's guide to Japanese swords by Clive Sinclair. Now, she reports that this book is out of print around the world, so wow. I will treasure that, HL. Thank you so much for that. And no, this is actually on the bookshelf. It's wrapped in plastic at whatever bookstore she was at. And I'll tell you something else. This is such a meaningful gift for me because it's beautiful. I actually have a katana downstairs in my display. I have a samurai sword. There's a common vernacular for it, but it's technically a katana. And So this book is amazing. I also have some incredibly old Japanese woodblock instructional books. They're about 150 years old or so, 150, 200 years old, um, on samurai swords and the construction and the patterns in the blade and all. They're very old. There's a series of, I think, 6 of them. They're quite thick too. They're about that big, and they're beautiful. I should have brought some up for the stream. I could have shown them to you, but I I I truly and books in this country are not cheap, by the way. There's a lot of stuff that is cheap, comparatively speaking, food, a lot of stuff that just isn't all that expensive. But books are not one of them. Books, I couldn't believe you go in a bookstore and you see these books, they're very expensive. So it not only is a treasured gift and very meaningful, it's also quite a pricey one, and I really, really appreciate it. HL, thank you so much. I'm not putting your name out there because I didn't know if you wanted me to, but you know who you are, and thank you. This is a very meaningful, really beautiful gift. I truly appreciate it. So nice. All right, that's the book gift that I received, which is really sweet. I also yesterday had a big long Zoom teleconference to Singapore with Mr. Sam C, a Singaporean comedian and a streamer. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, Sam C is on every night at about this time. So let me just punch over and say, yeah, Sam C is live now. So after we're done here, you can go check out Sam C's. I will. The reason that I'm mentioning is that I will be on Sam C's stream on Saturday night, 9 o'clock. Mr. Sam C, MRSAMSEE, and you can join us on Saturday night. The reason I had to have a Zoom conference was to set up my character, because we're playing some wrestling RPG. I don't know. Random fact, tonight's moon is called the Wolf Moon. That's beautiful. Yeah. So it to me, from the way Sam explained it, it's kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons thing. So yeah, I don't know. I don't play them things, but that's part of the fun, is Goofy J trying to figure out how stuff works and often getting it wrong. So yeah, that'll be that'll be coming up on Saturday night. Trust me, if nothing else, it'll be funny just to watch, to see how I can screw stuff up. These other guys, Osman will be there, Stephen Bones, everything will be there, Sam C, of course, and I think they know what they're doing. This boy doesn't. So we'll see. All right. After 15 minutes, I can jump. I don't know what that means, chaotic robot, but we'll just go with the flow. All right. You know what? I got to knock this off because it's distracting. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, you roll the dice. That's what. And there's like a dungeon master, which is Sam C. He like controls the game. That's why in my head it sounded to me, it was a little bit like Dungeons and Dragons. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. I had a housemate who was thoroughly addicted to D&D. But yeah, you roll the dice and attack, or you get hit, or whatever. Yeah, they'll have to help me out, or else I'm just going to be a bump on the log. So we'll see what happens. And at the end of the day, from that was from your stream with Steven. Okay, chaotic robot. All right. I've done a couple of Steven's streams. One in which we played No Straight Roads. That was fun. I'd never played the game before until we played on Steven's stream. And I thought, oh my God, how am I going to get through this? But actually it was fun, and I didn't do too bad. I did all right. You got to admit that. If you saw that stream, it was okay. I didn't die as fast as everybody thought I was going to die. In fact, in some cases, I didn't die at all. So, D&D stories listen to and hear stories of failed and epic ones. All right. Darren Chow, thanks for the like. Hey, good to see you. Thanks, Darren. Heard you're going to join Stephen in what? Mira? Oh, no. I'm joining Mr. Sam C this Saturday night, 9 o'clock on his stream. So we won't have Jay's stream, the I'm Not Wearing Pants stream. But, oh, you watched that. Cool. Thanks. Invis Toby says, oh, I was asleep. You did great. Is that why? Samuel following. Thanks, Sam, for the follow. I did great because you were asleep, so you didn't see it. That's it? All right. Okay, you. All right, hold on. I got to close this out. Oh, my God. I'm so distracted. Okay. Yeah, I did okay on No Straight Roads. Previous to that, my first time on Stephen Bone's Everything stream, I was just a guest. He was interviewing me. We talked about everything. Talked about my life, my background, what I love, what I hate, life in general, life in Malaysia, life in the U.S. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm sure it's still up there somewhere on probably Stephen's YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Or maybe his Twitch channel. I don't know which. Likely it's at least on his YouTube channel. So, yeah, the wrestling stream, that is this coming Saturday. Mark your calendar, set a reminder, 9 o'clock on Mr. Sam C's Twitch.tv channel. And we will be playing some sort of wrestling thing. I've created a character that isn't too far from the truth. So we'll see. Toby, and I watched it after. From what I saw, you did great. Some of the platforms are I've had problems. Okay. You remember last time on the stream, that was what, Tuesday night? My chair was driving me nuts because I didn't even notice it, but towards the end of the stream, or when we started to get into the Wonderful Wizard of Oz reading, I noticed this ticking sound, which was my chair. Well, here we go again. There, you hear that? There. Now I know you heard it because I heard it in my headphones. I've solved the problem partly. No, I'm not into D&D at all, Mira. Not even a little bit. I don't know anything really about D&D. Other than the fact that you sit around and it's a fantasy game, you use your imagination, there's a dungeon master, you roll the dice, and you get... that's really about it. So I know very, very little, next to almost nothing, about Dungeons and Dragons. So anyway, back to my chair. The chair was driving me nuts. I could not figure out where this ticking was. There. You hear it now? There you go. So I grabbed the WD-40 and I squirted the hell out of every moving part underneath this thing. And then I tightened the tension. There's one of them tightening things underneath. I tried it loose. I tried it where you go right back. I tried it as tight as it could go. And everything seems to be well lubricated, except me. And I got rid of most of it, but what I had to do was to tighten up the tension underneath so the chair barely moves. I've got to force it back, and then when I do, hear that? Yeah. Oh, that was a good one. Great. So chair farts, that's going to be my big topic for next stream, chair farts. I've got rid of most of it. At least you're not hearing it all the time, and it's not quite so distracting. But I promise you will hear it because I got to shuffle around a little bit. Well, I always pick one little thing, and I put that in the thumbnail as the topic for the show. Like tonight I said Cobra Kai because we're going to talk briefly about Cobra Kai coming up. So I have a feeling probably would attract more viewers as if I called this chair farts, because that's what that is. There you go. I'm telling you, when I said we'll talk about anything on this show, I wasn't kidding. We will talk about anything. By the way, if you want to join, right here, you can call in on Skype, or you can call in with a regular phone, house phone, hand phone, cell phone. If you're in the US, I know they call them cell phones still. Here it's hand phones. 860-598-0987. You just call in. There you go. Nearly spat out my tea. Sorry about that. All right. Um, yeah, so let's I've got two other things I wanted to bring up. One was Ed and Lorraine Warren, which we did talk about before, the ghost hunters that I used to have on my radio show as regular guests. They lived a few towns away from me where the studio was located in my radio show. And so we had them on. People loved them. They loved to hear their stories about going and investigating hauntings. And let me just chat briefly about that now. Ed and Lorraine, uh, I probably can, Sam, but I'm not quite sure exactly how to do that. If you have Skype, if you type in J space Sheldon and then look for that logo, because there's a few J Sheldons, but if you look for the one that's that logo, um, that's the live Skype chat. Skype chat. Oh, that could have gone very wrong very fast. Um, it should be working. My Skype is open and running, so we'll see. Um, all right, here we go. Put that over the Skype chat. Don't go there. Do not go there. Ghost hunting. Hamlet, Stephen, Ali, Zul, and Az are hunting ghosts in Phasmo right now. Yeah, so anyway, Ed and Lorraine Warren, this is a very, very quick story. They were guests on my radio talk show, and we had a caller call in who happened to live just a few blocks away from the studio and mentioned that she thought her house was haunted. So she asked, would Ed and Lorraine mind if if uh, if they came over and just checked her place out, let her know what they think and what she could do about it. So the Warrens invited me to go with them on this ghost hunt. First time and last time, I think, I'd ever been on a ghost hunt. And this was with Ed and Lorraine Warren. I mean, one of the premier ghost hunters. We went over to we took her address off the air and everything, of course. And then after the show, we went to this woman's house. Ed and Lorraine met her, talked to her, got her backstory, why she felt that that she might have a haunting or have a presence in her home. And I had brought along a small cassette recorder because in those days that's what we used to record stuff. There was no digital, everything was analog. So I recorded almost all of this. It's long gone by now. But, excuse me. So Lorraine went through the house and she specifically told the woman, I don't want to know where you feel something is going on because I want to see what I can feel as I go through the house. So she went into every room and she went through each room. And when she went to one bedroom at the top of the stairs, there was a bedroom straight ahead. As soon as she walked in the room, you could actually see her kind of stiffen up and get the chills. I got goosebumps right now talking about it because I remember that moment. It was so cool. You could just tell that she had sensed something. And she said that right there, as soon as she entered the door of that bedroom, she felt a chill. Literally, it felt cold in the room. And as she went through the room, she said over towards the closet, it was quite intense, this feeling of cold. And it was very concerning. She didn't feel that it was a bad presence or a good presence, entity, something, but she said it is certainly there. It's active, and she can sense it. So she did something, and the thing she was praying, that they were very devout religious people, and I think she asked the entity uh, to leave, or that it was okay and everything was fine, and the entity could leave if it wanted to. She wasn't, demanding stuff, but it was quite cool. It was amazing. She said, "This is not a harmful spirit. It doesn't mean you any harm. It's kind of neutral, not good, not bad." And she said, "I have invited it to move on and to go on to the next plane," or however she put it. And I honestly, I don't know what happened after that. She never followed up, and I don't know. But it was amazing to actually go on this hunt and watch Ed and Lorraine do their stuff. It was a very cool experience. I wish I actually knew what I had found out what had happened afterwards, or whether the woman was still bothered by that. But yeah, it was a cool one. All right. Very briefly, also, I mentioned that I mentioned Cobra Kai because, yes, I fell into the trap. Netflix has picked up what started as a YouTube series, Cobra Kai. It's got Ralph Macchio as Daniel LaRusso. It's got the Johnny Lawrence character. And then it's just, I don't want to do any spoilers if you haven't watched it. I'll tell you what, when it first came out, because I am such a huge fan of the Karate Kid, and the second and third one, all three I think are great. There's nothing like the original, but the Karate Kid film to me was just amazing. Um, when they first brought it back on YouTube, I watched a few episodes, and honestly, it sucked. It just was kind of bleh. I couldn't get into it. As big of a fan as I am, and so cool it was to see the Karate Kid back, Ralph Macchio, um, Daniel LaRusso. Excuse me. I just could not. I just couldn't get into it. It wasn't the same. So I thought, all right, it's become very popular on Netflix. Netflix picked it up, and it now is apparently now it's in season 3. I said, all right, I'm going to give it another chance. Why not? So I started back at the beginning. I watched season 1. It was okay. It got better. The writing got better, although it's still kind of cheesy. But that works because the cheesy 80s kind of feel of the thing, even though it's supposed to be taking place in relatively contemporary times, the writing still feels very 80s. And it works because, of course, the film was a monster 80s hit. Um, so I'm addicted. That's the bottom line. I have binged on this thing. I whooshed through season 1. I have plowed my way through season 2, and I'm now on season 3, which just recently came out. It's okay. I love the fact that they have brought back and used clips from the films, and they've done it in a okay way, not bad. Mr. Miyagi, of course, Pat Morita has long since passed. An amazing guy, and what a character, Mr. Miyagi. They have used clips from the original films, which is really cool. And in fact, I don't know if it's the original set, likely not, but they've recreated Mr. Miyagi's home and dojo, and that is where a great deal of season 2, anyway, takes place. If you haven't seen it and you're a fan of the Karate Kid, I can highly, highly recommend it. Yes, it's cheesy. the acting is what the acting is. It ain't wonderful, but you gotta forgive that. And if you do, you watch it with an open heart. I'll put it that way instead of an open mind. It's really cool. And if you're a fan of the Karate Kid film series, you will love it. I promise. I'm glad that I gave it a second chance because it is worth it. It's worth your time. It's on Netflix. Um, Hopefully you have Netflix and check it out. Cobra Kai, um, cool series. Johnny Lawrence is back. Ralph Macchio is back. Daniel LaRusso. Um, there's another character who comes back. I don't want to say any more. Don't want to do any spoilers, but yeah. You know what? I will watch the original and the other two Karate Kid movies. Um, every year or two, I'll sit down and have a binge on the original Karate Kid films. Um, I will tell you that I did not at all like the Will Smith remake. It was, not. Don't even go there. Yeah, but Cobra Kai, it's on Netflix. Check it out if you have Netflix. And like I said, if you enjoy the Karate Kid films, you will love Cobra Kai. It's very cool. Very cool. Interesting cast of characters. All right. So that's it. We did Cobra Kai. We did HL's book. Thank you again very much, HL. Sam C, we got to plug that again. Don't forget this Saturday, which would be our next live stream, I will not be live streaming. I forgot about that remake. Never watched it. Yeah, the Will Smith one was just crap. I watched it. So Mr. Sam C and his streaming channel, along with Stephen Bones Everything and Osman, we will be playing some wrestling game. I don't know. The old boomer is going to do his best to see how he can embarrass himself. That's coming up this Saturday night, 9 o'clock on Mr. Sam C's twitch.tv channel. So by all means, check that out. Cool. All right. We've got taken care of all of the other things that we wanted to chat about. Like, share, comment, stream. I'm sorry I could not get the link to my Skype up, but I will fix that and I will get that for next time. You're right. It would make it easier if I stuck a link in the chat that you can just click on and call through. So I will do that. Oh, what a great idea, Darren. Darren Chow over on Facebook says, I want to see a Goonies remake. Now that would be cool. I love the Goonies. What a great film. That's another one like Karate Kid that I will watch again and again and again. It never gets old. The Goonies and Chonk. Speaking of Chonk, be sure you watch Mr. Sam C's stream this weekend, Saturday night at 9. You'll know what I mean. The Goonies was fantastic. If they redid the Goonies, I would be all over it. Yes, absolutely. Misha! Hey, Misha. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. We are just about to head into our wonderful Wizard of Oz. So, yeah, you're at least in time for that. The Lost Boys is another one. You're right. That one could use a remake. Are most of the Lost Boys actors still around? I think they are. That was another great film. Love The Lost Boys. Karate Kid, Goonies, Lost Boys. I'll tell you, the 80s was an amazing time for film. I mean, we've had other amazing times, but as far as those films that identify an era, those are some of the classics. Lost Boys, Goonies, Karate Kid. Fantastic. All right. Cool beans. You are all right. So like, share. If you're so inclined, there's a link right here. If you're on Twitch.tv or somewhere above the Facebook live stream, you can click on that and make a donation. Not required. If you have an extra buck or two and you want to, just feel free. I feel kind of funny asking. You don't have to. But if you want to help defray the costs of putting this whole thing together, you can click up there. All right, we are going to move on to another chapter in The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I will warn you, by the way, I'm not really watching the chat. I can see it. I can glance over, but I'm kind of looking straight ahead at my book here, so you got to kind of forgive me if I don't acknowledge some of your chats. More art time. Yeah, please do. That'd be cool. Okay, so The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. We want to say hey and a shout out to the amazing folks at the Gutenberg Project. Project Gutenberg, which is www.gutenberg.org. They have a whole bunch of public domain books. Most of the classics are there. And that is where we get The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. This is the original L. Frank Baum version of the story. And I have a feeling tonight we might stray away from the film quite a bit. It doesn't exactly follow the film as you've seen for the last 8 chapters. But chapter 9 is called The Queen of the Field Mice. Now, I haven't read ahead, so I don't know what this is all about. We'll find out together. "We cannot be far from the road of yellow brick now," remarked the Scarecrow as he stood beside the girl, "for we have come nearly as far as the river carried us away." The Tin Woodman was about to reply when he heard a low growl and turned his head, which worked beautifully on hinges. He saw a strange beast come bounding over the grass towards them. It was, indeed, a great yellow wildcat, and the woodman thought it must be chasing something, for its ears were lying close to its head, and its mouth was wide open, showing 2 rows of ugly teeth, while its red eyes glowed like balls of fire. As it came nearer, the Tin Woodman saw that running before the beast was a little gray field mouse. And although he had no heart, he knew it was wrong for the wildcat to try and kill such a pretty, harmless creature. So the woodman raised his axe, and as the wildcat ran by, he gave it a quick blow that cut the beast's head clean off from its body, and it rolled over at his feet in 2 pieces. The field mouse, now that it was freed from its enemy, stopped short, and coming slowly up to the woodman, it said in a squeaky little voice, "Oh, thank you. Thank you ever so much for saving my life." "Oh, don't speak of it, I beg you," replied the woodman. "I have no heart, you know, so I am careful to help all those who may need a friend, even if it happens to be only a mouse." "Only a mouse!" cried the little animal indignantly. "Why, I am the queen of all the field mice." "Oh, indeed," said the woodman, making a bow. "Therefore you have done a great deed, as well as a brave one, in saving my life," added the queen. At that moment, several mice were seen running up as fast as their little legs could carry them, and when they saw their queen, they exclaimed, "Oh, your Majesty, we thought you would be killed. How did you manage to escape the great wildcat?" They all bowed so low to the little queen that they almost stood upon their heads. "This funny tin man," she answered, "killed the wildcat and saved my life. So hereafter you must all serve him and obey his slightest wish." "Oh, we will!" cried the mice in a shrill chorus, and then they scampered in all directions, for Toto had awakened from his sleep, and seeing all these mice around him, gave one bark of delight and jumped right in the middle of the group. Toto has always loved to chase mice when he lived in Kansas, and he saw no harm in it. Sounds like Miko. But the Tin Woodman caught the dog in his arms and held him tight, while he called to the mice, come back, Toto shall not hurt you." At this, the Queen of the Mice stuck her head out from underneath a clump of grass and asked in a timid voice, "Are you sure he will not bite us?" "Oh, I will not let him," said the Woodman, "so do not be afraid." And one by one the mice came creeping back, and Toto did not bark again, although he tried to get out of the Woodman's arms, and would have bitten him had he not known very well he was made of tin. Finally, one of the biggest mice spoke. "Is there anything we can do," it asked, "to repay you for saving the life of our queen?" "Nothing that I know of," answered the Woodman, but the Scarecrow, who had been trying to think, but could not because his head was stuffed with straw, said quickly, "Oh, yes, you can save our friend, the Cowardly Lion, who is asleep in the poppy field." "A lion!" cried the little Queen. "Why, he would eat us all up." "Oh, no," declared the Scarecrow. "The lion is a coward." "Really?" asked the mouse. "Oh, he says so himself," answered the Scarecrow, "and he would never hurt anyone who is our friend. If you will help us save him, I promise that he shall treat you all with kindness." "Oh, very well," said the Queen. "We trust you. But what shall we do?" "Are there many of these mice which call you Queen and are willing to obey you?" "Oh, yes, there are thousands," she replied. "Well, then send for them all to come here as soon as possible, and let each one bring a long piece of string." The Queen turned to the mice that attended her and told them to go at once and get all her people. As soon as they heard her orders, they ran away in every direction as fast as possible. "Now," said the Scarecrow to the Tin Woodman, "you must go to those trees by the riverside and make a truck that will carry the lion." So the Woodman went at once to the trees and began to work, and he soon made a truck out of the limbs of trees, from which he chopped away all the leaves and branches. He fastened it together with wooden pegs and made the four wheels out of short pieces of the big tree trunk. So fast and so well did he work that by the time the mice began to arrive, the truck was all ready for them. They came from all directions, and there were thousands of them. Big mice and little mice and middle-sized mice, and each one brought a bit of string in his mouth. It was about this time that Dorothy woke from her long sleep and opened her eyes. She was greatly astonished to find herself lying upon the grass with thousands of mice standing around and looking at her timidly. But the Scarecrow told her about everything, and turned to the dignified little mouse. He said, "Permit me to introduce to you Her Majesty, the Queen." Dorothy nodded gravely, and the Queen made a curtsy, after which she became quite friendly with the little girl. The Scarecrow and Woodman now began to fasten the mice to the truck, using the strings they had brought. One end of a string was tied around the neck of each mouse, and the other end to the truck. Of course, the truck was 1,000 times bigger than any of the mice who were to draw it, but when all the mice had been harnessed, they were able to pull it quite easily. Even the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman could sit on it, and were drawn swiftly by their queer little horses to the place where the lion lay asleep. After a great deal of hard work, for the lion was heavy, they managed to get him up on the truck. Then the queen hurriedly gave her people the order to start, for she feared if the mice stayed among the poppies too long, they too would fall asleep. At first the little creatures, many though they were, could hardly stir the heavily loaded truck, but the Woodman and the Scarecrow both pushed from behind, and they got along better. Soon they rolled the lion out of the poppy bed to the green fields, where he could breathe the sweet, fresh air again instead of the poisonous scent of the flowers. Dorothy came to meet them and thanked the little mice warmly for saving her companion from death. She'd grown so fond of the big lion, and she was glad that he had been rescued. Then the mice were unharnessed from the truck and scampered away through the grass to their homes. The queen of the mice was the last to leave. "If you ever need us again," she said, "come out into the field and call. We shall hear you and come to your assistance. Goodbye." "Goodbye," they all answered, and away the queen ran, while Dorothy held Toto tightly lest he should run after her and frighten her. After this they sat down beside the lion until he should awaken, and the Scarecrow brought Dorothy some fruit from a tree near by, which she ate for her dinner. Wow, that's chapter 9. The Queen of the Field Mice. Yeah, he lops off the head of the wildcat. I'm guessing that's a big part of why that wasn't in the film. But, you know, I have a feeling this chapter is setting the mice up for something that's going to happen down the road. I have a feeling. Coming up next time, which will be not Saturday because I'll be live on Mr. Sam C's stream, but our next stream, whenever that is, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I don't know. We'll move on to chapter 10, which is called The Guardian of the Gate. I'm just remembering that door in the movie sliding open, and the same actor that played the Wizard of Oz plays the Guardian of the Gate. That'll be coming up. It's chapter 10. Very cool. All right. There you go. That's our chapter for tonight. Not so bad. We've done almost an hour now. I'm almost finished with my coffee, so that means it's pretty much time to mosey along. Oh, I will. Thanks, Chaotic Robot. I will check Twitter. Art is out, and I don't have that set up to share live, but let me see if I can. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Let me see. Oh, I am. As a matter of fact, again, I don't know that I can share this or not. 38 minutes ago. No Straight Roads artwork. Let's see. What else have we got here? There we go. Cool beans. I don't know if that's going to even work or not. Let me see what I can do to get this live. Is that going to work? Maybe? No. Why doesn't that work? Okay, that's not it. Where is it? There it is! Ha! I got it. All right. There we go. Cool beans. I can't do much more with it than that. Oh, yeah. All right. Robot chaotic. Look what's trending. BTOB, big hit, party, party, yeah? Oh my god. I need some different fans. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This is very cool. Doodles, no straight roads. Excellent. Very cool. NSR art. Very cool. I can't. Yeah. See, I can't scroll through all of that. There we go. NSR art. I'm gonna click on the wrong thing and get in trouble here. Lord knows. What else have we got? Oh, wait, you got to see this. There. Check that out. Chapter 8. Here we go. Let's wait. No, not that. Okay, there we go. Chapter 9. We got it. That would be me as my character Cliff, the mouse, the Tin Woodman, and I'm guessing that must be the Scarecrow. I think, or Dorothy. Very cool. This is very nice. Thank you so much. That's the crazy chaotic robot. Chapter 9. That was incredibly quick. We just finished that. Thank you so much. That's brilliant. Very brilliant. And there, if you want to send him out a hat tip and a follow, you can do that there. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. It's really nice. All right, guys, we're done for tonight. Thanks so much for joining Facebook Live. I'm Not Wearing Pants, Jay Sheldon on YouTube, and twitch.tv/Jay Sheldon No Pants. Yes, much love. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will see you again on Saturday night. Different time, different space. It's twitch.tv, Mr. Sam C, where we will be playing some strange wrestling game. I can only promise you it will be chaotic. It will be nuts, and I won't know what I'm doing. So, beyond that, no promises. Guys, thanks so much. I will see you again next time. Thanks for joining. Follow, like, share. Do what you can. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night or your morning, wherever you may be. I'm Jay Sheldon, and I'm not wearing pants. Good night. Yo.